Okay, we're about to approach. We are approaching the top of descent. So I'm going to put the seatbelt signs
Ladies and gentlemen,
back on.
the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. We are now crossing a zone of turbulence. Please return your seats and keep your seatbelts fastened.
Dial down the
Thank you.
altitude to 2,500, which is where I'll be capturing the glide slope. I'm going to select the altitude just a little bit before we get to the top of descent to let the aircraft slow down. Okay, so I now selected the managed descent of 2,500. The managed descent, that is a descent that's the flight management computer is flying, allows us to some of the waypoints will have height constraints on them, so it'll be at or above 5,000 feet or something. A managed descent honours those, whereas if you look as we hover over, we've got an open hand, I think, which is pull for the managed descent, and there we've got a little finger which is push, which means do this now, don't just go there. And ignore any constraints in the FMC.
Please turn off all electronic devices until we are safely parked at the gate. Thank you.
So we're in our descent now, nice and quiet at last. The engines are struggling a little bit. We had we got a tailwind now. We had a crosswind component of I think 10 knots, and it was quite bumpy. The engines were running quite high. Nice and quiet and chilled now. Now you see here we're below, that's probably because I started a little bit early with the descent. We are below the calculated descent slope, but I think it has a problem staying above, so it will naturally come down, which is good. It looks a bit cloudy. Well, I have to say it looks a bit cloudy. I can't see any stars. Outside temperature is -15, so I'm going to put the anti-ice on. It says ice not detected. But that's staying on. So all we do now is wait. You see this magenta dot on the flight plan, I believe, is when we will be hitting 10,000 feet, at which point the aircraft will level out to decelerate to 250 knots and then carry on its descent. Although we may do that earlier because we are below the descent path. So if we had weather radar, I wouldn't have to just say, oh, I can't see stars. I could see if we had weather and whether anti-ice was required. So we should be at 7,000 feet by the time we get to this waypoint here. I think we should easily do that, being that we are way below the descent path. Winds all over the place today. I'm going to do if I can, I'm not sure, it depends on what the crosswind component's like. I'm going to attempt to do a category 3 auto landing, because I don't want the first video I make of me flying this plane to end in disaster. Although there's no assurances there, but I think the auto landing reduces the chances. But if there's a heavy crosswind component, which if we're coming out of 342, which is what the weather said it was, so that's good. We're landing on 27 left, we'll get, it's only 8 knots though, so the crosswind component of that won't be too bad. So yeah, I think I'll be doing a category 3 auto landing. If the crosswind was really bad, I'd have the autopilot bring me in, but I'm pretty sure, and it'd bring me in on a crab on a crab, yeah, so I'm pointing into the wind. But I'm pretty sure that the autopilot doesn't kick you out of the crab, so you have to switch off the autopilot just before you land at minimums and finish the landing yourself. But like I said, I really don't want to do that because this is the first video I've made of me flying this and I don't want it to crash. 7,000 feet to go, 208 knots at 2,000. 23. A minute, sorry. We only got 3 minutes to go till we hit 10,000. Yeah, we definitely make that. Totally overshot that turning then. I think that's because of this tailwind. As we pass through 10,000 feet, I'll switch on the landing lights. I think the transition altitude for Charles de Gaulle is 6,000 feet. So when we hit 6,000 feet, I'll change the barometer to 1014, which is neither here nor there. I'm also pretty sure the real Airbus has 2 magenta lines either side of this target airspeed to tell you the sort of speed range you can be in. I'm not sure. Pretty sure? I'm not sure. Yeah, so like I said, here's the airport. When we get about here, I'll turn left and then bring the aircraft round on a nice shallow angle, 30-degree angle-ish, to intercept the localizer, and then we'll follow that down. Well, follow the glide slope down. Okay, 1 minute, sir. 10,000. Which means we might just overshoot this, which is odd, because I thought we were under the descent slope. We'll switch the landing lights on now. Oh no, we good. Oh, it's 20. Oh, it's 10 miles. Okay, the aircraft should level out now to slow down. Sometimes I think they apply speed brakes just to speed that up, or maybe they don't in real life. Maybe the FMC's, I'm sure the FMC does a really good job, but there's no need here, I don't think, because we're in front of it. We'll slow down and carry on descending. What was the 7,000 feet? Maybe we will, because we got to be here at 7,000, and that's just not.
Spoilers have.
I don't think we need to be at 7,000 feet here, and it's only like 17 miles away. We need to be getting this down to 250. It's coming down. Leveling off. Just going to keep the spoilers extended. While we descend. If I just whip the spoilers up now, we'll level out again and it'll be a whole thing. I'll retract them at 6,000. What's my approach speed? Okay, our approach speed is going to be 132 knots. I'll retract them at 8,000.
Ground spoilers disarm.
We're good for that restraint. No, I should have just waited to see this come down, and then once it hits here, hit the spoiler, because we're really good for getting that now. It's like 10 miles away, 250 knots. We're healthy. No, it's only 5 knots. Okay, that weather report was spot on almost. Although we're not there yet, so. what's the temperature outside? Oh, we're 16 degrees now. We can switch these off. Oh, I see some stars. Maybe it wasn't cloudy outside. What are we doing? I'm supposed to be at 7,000 feet here. Maybe that's not a restraint. Maybe that was a... I have to check the charts. Mobro. Definitely. Oh, I think I may have busted the some airspace there. I don't know. I thought it would. Damn you, computer! I thought it would level out once it hit 7,000. I hope it doesn't try and climb when we get. We're on 16. I'm just going to reduce our. I think I can. Reduce. Oh shit, don't want to do that. No, don't want to do that. I'm just going to reduce us to... Oh, come on. 500 feet a minute. Just until we capture this descent, because we are really low. The wind has changed into a pure crosswind component for our runway. In fact, it's a little bit of a tail. Coming in at 1617. We got a tailwind now on the a major tailwind on our runway. Have to see how that goes. We may end up on, I think it was 01005. Let's see. Winds come right round now. Just have to keep an eye on that. It might come back when we get to towards the ground. Well, it's really coming round. It looks like, I'm not sure what's going on here. It's coming. Oh, we're on a full-on. Full-on tailwind for landing, which is obviously not a good thing. 8-9. It's coming back round now. What the hell? keep an eye on that. Goddamn weather reports. 340 is supposed to be at. I'm pretty damn low. Oh wow, 3,700. Yeah, I've been at this altitude for some time now. See, I shouldn't be this low, but yeah, that was a mistake on my part. Back on the descent path now at least, although I'm not on my, I'll probably leave me to go a little bit above it and then carry on the managed descent. When this gets to here, I think we're on the descent path. But, you know, I should be here. We're going a little bit wide. Bit bumpy. Getting ready to reduce speed. Okay, we're a little bit above the descent path now, but that's okay. Mid. Oh, come on. Alright, 121 it is. Okay, I'm going to reduce our speed to 200 knots now. Continued the managed descent. Oh, come on. Oh, look at that. I can't seem to continue. Oh no, looks like it's... Is it? Is that... Okay, well, I'm gonna increase that. Come on. There we go. Okay, this little mark here is the safe speed at which you can extend the flaps, well at least flaps 1, but it knows that we need flaps 1, or at flaps 1.
Speed check.
So I'm going to
Flaps 1.
extend the flaps to position 1 to help bring our speed down. Just gonna increase that. Bring us on to 139, 140 is what I wanted, but you can't have everything. Try and get our speed down a bit. I think my landing speed with full flaps is 132 knots. Show us.
Speed check.
Flaps 2.
Flaps 2.
Okay. Switch on the ILS. When I start to see, we're below the, actually yeah, so I'll level out now. We're below the glide slope, which is good. You want to capture the glide slope from below. Okay, I'm going to bring us in on our intercept heading now. 210. So when we capture the glide slope and the localizer, when we hit the localizer, I'm going to hit approach, which will tell the plane to bring itself down on the islands. We're looking for this diamond to be here, this diamond to be here, and we'll be descending at the correct rate and in line with the runway. Okay. So I'm going to run through the approach checklist now. So the ALS button is on. Altimeter QNH is set. Just going to bring us around some more. Okay, the localizer's alive now. So I'm going to hit the approach button. That's what it's going to remember. ALS established, autopilot 2.
Autopilot 2 cross-checked.
On. That's the approach checklist completed. Damn it, I keep forgetting what my... 132. I'm going to arm the approach phase in the FMC.
Approach phase activate.
activate, sorry, not arm. Okay, we've captured the captured the localizer. We'll stay level now until we intercept the glide slope. Once we hit the glide slope, I'll extend the landing gear. I'm going to bring our speed down a little bit. Extend the landing gear and give us our last 2 settings of flaps. And then run through the before landing checklist. .132. There's the airport dead ahead. As you can see from the PAPI, we're too low. 4 reds is you're way too low. You want 2 whites and 2 reds. I think PAPI stands for Precision Approach Pilot Indicator, I think. So when this diamond starts moving down, that's us intercepting the glide slope. If you imagine an angled, I think it's a 3-degree angle coming from the end of the runway up, when we run into that line is when we'll intercept the glide slope. Down a little bit more. I'm not sure if I'm reducing the speed as you should, but you know, third flight. Shouldn't really be well, we shouldn't be descending. Ah, okay, there we go. I think I see him moving. He's moving. Glide slope is armed. We are about to capture. Now we do have just a crosswind component. Look at this. Switch this to now. We're catching it very slowly. I'm not sure I should have brought my speed down so much, although I did want flaps 2. But then I could be doing 180 knots now if I wanted. Okay, we're coming on the glide slope. You should see us start to descend now. I'm going to set our final approach speed, 32.
Gear down.
Bring the gear down. Pretty sure before landing checklist, landing gear down. Looking here. Come on, landing gear. Don't fail me now, landing gear. Landing gear. You wanna do your thing, landing gear? I'm gonna set flaps full now.
Spoilers half.
Whoa, that's the
Ground spoilers arm.
Okay, we got
Speed
3 in
check.
green. 3 in green. Flaps full. Just happened. I just set the ground spoilers back to armed. Brake fan on. ILS is captured. Okay, you can see on the PAPI now. Where are we? Oh, we're looking up. You can see on the PAPI we got two red and 2 white. That means we're on a good glide slope. We are lined up. We have a small crosswind component. I'll leave the category 3 dual autopilot, flight director 1 and 2 on. Localizers established, glide slopes established. Speed is 132, which is our full flaps approach speed for this weight. Fucking hell. It's a good job I don't know it. Must have miscalculated the fuel. Okay, so now we are configured.
Radio altimeter alive.
Okay, that's the radio altimeter alive, which is displayed here, which is showing us at 1,950 feet above ground. So you can see the QNH is a little bit different to the radio altimeter. The radio altimeter is much more accurate because it's bouncing radio waves off the floor. The autopilot uses this. The autopilot uses this to land the plane because this is not that reliable. I think maybe does it because it's using the ILS horizontal and vertical components. Maybe it doesn't, I'm not sure. I might be wrong, somebody can tell me. Anyway, we got no blue, landing gears down, signs are on, spots are on, flaps full, landing configuration normal. Brake fans on, landing lights on. We are good. So the plane's going to land itself, it'll auto flare, it'll flare itself. When the nose wheel hits the ground, I'm going to hit the reverse thrusters. Currently I don't think there's a way to do idle reverse thrust, which is what they would do on a runway this long.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just been cleared to
So
land
I'll hit
at
reverse
Heathrow
thrusters,
Airport.
it'll be full reverse
Please
thrusters.
make sure one last time your seatbelt is securely
We'll
fastened.
slow down once I hit about 70
The flight
knots,
attendants are currently passing around the cabin to make a final
release the
compliance
reverse
check and pick
thrusters,
up any remaining cuffs and
and
glasses.
taxi off the
Thank
runway.
you.
I don't know where to park here or my way around this airport, so I am just going to find the first place to park. Wow, we're really far away from the main terminal. Let's see if I find the first place to park and switch this plane off. What am I doing, idiot?
$1,000.
Okay. Let's set the go around altitude.
Go around altitude set.
Although I don't see us going around, to be honest.
$500.
Okay, I should hit minimum soon, at which point the captain would normally say landing to indicate his intent.
400.
Land green checked.
Land green.
$300. 200.
Okay, this thing always turns red when you get close.
100 above.
100. 50. 40. 30. Minimum.
It was quite a long land.
Ground spoilers. Reverse green. Reverse green.
I'm not sure what's going on there. What all this noise is about.
70 knots.
Okay, that's something. Oh, the auto brakes. I'm not sure I am the auto brakes. Obviously a bad thing. Okay, let's get this thing off the runway. Switch off the landing lights. Switch on the runway. The nose light. Better. Rich facts.
Spoilers half. Flaps 2. Ground spoilers disarm. Flaps 0.
Okay, set the CCAS to standby. Switch on the APU. Okay, I'm not sure where the main terminal is here. Just gonna follow this for a while. The radar. Okay, APU started. Is the after landing checklist complete? At the airport?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Arrival Airport. For your safety and comfort, we ask that you please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. This will indicate that we have parked at the gate and that it is safe for you to move about. Please check around your seat for any personal belongings you may have brought on board with you, and please use caution when opening the overhead bins, as heavy articles
Yeah, so that wasn't a brilliant landing. I don't think, I'm not sure, something didn't go right. It didn't say minimums. Didn't say retard. Which it normally does at 20 feet above ground. I'm gonna go down this taxiway. It's like we're dropping them off at cargo. This is, we'll make out this is the old terminal building. I'm not sure. I haven't got a map of this airport. I'm just gonna park here. I don't know what that big bang is, and okay. So the parking brake on.
Park brake is off.
Put it on. Okay. Yeah.
Park brake is on.
Yeah, parking checklist. Parking brake is on. Passenger signs off. Leave that one on. APU bleed on. Engine 1 master off. Engine 2 master off. Call for the stairs. Not you. Catering in the stairs. We'll open up the cargo doors. All exterior lights off. Fuel pumps all off. Call for open the doors now. Brake fan off. I'd be brake fan on. There's no auto brakes. A bit upset about that. Okay, securing the aircraft checklist. Doors are open. Switch off the ADIRS. Aircon pack 1 and 2 off. APU bleed off. APU master off. Emergency lights off. Battery 1 off. Battery 2 off. And that's the securing aircraft checklist complete. And that was a flight from Manchester to Charles de Gaulle, with a bit of a dodgy takeoff and a bit of a dodgy landing. Thanks for watching.